Hi, my name is Joshua Ho, and I wrote, directed, and co-produced Steven Spielberg and the Return to Film School. Well, the idea for this film really originates in the lore here at CSULB. Our claim to fame really is that Steven Spielberg came here originally in the late 60s to attend classes as a television student, and he came back in 2001 to finish his classes. And that's what we talk about. And there's pictures, and there's a trophy case with a whole bunch of pictures from his graduation in it. And those ideas, in the fall of 2010, almost 3 years ago, formulated into what if the great Steven Spielberg were holding up a boom mic on set. And that idea, was just so interesting to me. And we were thinking about doing a short comedy, but it got bigger. And as you really start to research and understand Steven Spielberg, you realize, anything that's going to do him justice has to be bigger. I originally started writing the script in the summer of 2011, and it was a real struggle for a long time to try to figure out what was this going to be about. Ultimately, it came down to a lot of help from my teachers. It took 8 drafts, but I'm happy with how it came out. Building this team was very difficult because we needed to find just the right people, but the first person who came on this project was my good friend Violet Ulsick, who I met nearly 4 years ago as a freshman here in college in my first class at the university. And she has been my go-to person for this entire project through all the scripting, through the casting, and she's a co-producer on this film, and her moral support has been invaluable. But I was so excited to get our wonderful producers, George Bridegam and Yuka King. George's efforts went primarily towards locking our cast and all of our extras, which was wonderful, and Yuka really made the entire team come together. Then there's Chung Sung, who really came through with the cinematography aspect. The camera team was excellent. He really brought the lighting and camera team together. And finally, we have my good friend and composer, Daniel Ellis, who I had on this project since September. And together, we built this score. Every scene is a reference to one of John Williams' works. And it has been a pleasure to work with Daniel and to see him really blossom in his work on this project. The casting procedure took place over an entire month. We went up to LA on three different days to cast 7 major roles. And I had no idea originally how this was going to happen, but I met our wonderful friend and casting director, Amberlyn Story, and she got us through the audition process and the casting process, and ultimately she's the one who I credit for finding the entire cast. The first cast members that we found included Dennis Nicomedi as George Lucas, followed by Edie Hovey as Maggie. We found the professors, Michael David Farrell as Dr. Ramblin, and David Allen Graff as Professor Bill. We also found Jaden Betancourt as young Steven Spielberg, and Paul Whetstone as Steven Spielberg's father. But it took us a long process until we found Steven Spielberg, who is Robert W. Lauer. And I'm so glad that we found him. And the last person we found actually was his mom, Willow Hale. Production was both extremely exciting, but also equally nerve-wracking for me, because this was by far the biggest thing I had ever directed. And we shot the film in 5 days over the course of a week in January. And on any given day, we had between 20 and 50 people on set. And it was a privilege to be able to have that many volunteers. We had a huge graduation ceremony. We had smaller performance moments, which were wonderful to work on. We were running all over campus, here at the music department, at the film department, in the middle of campus, trying to get the shots for the Indiana Jones stuff. Really exciting. And we ended with our day off campus, in which we shot the breakfast scene and with our young actor Jaden, and it was such a large amount of types of shooting. That was really exciting to have that much variety. Music has been important from the very beginning of this whole project, because when you watch Steven's films, they're so connected to the beautiful music of John Williams. When I wrote the script, I made sure that every scene had the music in mind for it, and really getting a chance to record with the CSULB Symphony Orchestra just a month or two ago. So exciting, so proud of all the work that was there. I hope you get a chance to really, on your next view, pay attention to the music. This film is going to really mean a lot of different things to different people. To my peers here at Long Beach State, other filmmakers, and to an entire community of people who have grown up on Steven Spielberg's work. Really excited to see what their reactions are, as well as to get the film to Mr. Steven Spielberg himself. I hope that he'll understand the work that we did, ultimately as a thank you film to his lifetime of work. If I could say anything to Mr. Spielberg, I would want to let him know that I feel that I have a deep understanding of how he started and how why he does, at least some understanding of what he does, and that really speaks volumes to myself, to other filmmakers, and really to anyone who, you know, has dreams and wants to pursue those. How do we find our place in this world? I'm grateful for everyone who contributed to this project. It started out with myself, we added a few people, but eventually became about collecting all of these wonderful talents from our cast, from our crew, and combining them into something new. I'm so proud of the artists, the actors, the entire team for all the things that they've brought together for this project. I learned so many things from this several-year-long experience. I'll forever be connected to this project. So much for me is in the project, and this film has been a challenge. It's been a test of my character and my skills and my ability as a leader and as a director and as an artist. But it's also taught me about listening. It's taught me about perseverance. It has been a fight. At other times, it's been an exciting adventure to have the privilege to work with this kind of material and to make something for Steven. And I'll never forget how much fun I had working with all of our friends and all of our supporters, who I hope will continue to be our family. And you too, you're part of that now. So thank you so much for taking this adventure with us with Steven Spielberg and the Return to Film School. Thank you.